Boom, we're live. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to Wildcards. Here with my co-host, Ross Watson of Star Animal Studios, and his boss, Brandon Verhalen of Star Animal Studios. How you doing, guys?
Oh, Brandon's gonna be he's gonna give me that shit over that one for a long time.
Yeah, the boss.
You guys are a partnership on, aren't you? Forgive me. That was
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's funny. But yes, we
let
are
me
partners.
let me change the subject then by playing this delightful musical intro. And that lovely musical montage assures you, gentle viewer and courteous listener, that this is a high quality, high production values podcast. Only the finest, ethically sourced, farm to table, Savage Worlds conversation for your podcast listening pleasure, except no substitutes. And today we're here to talk about the secret world for Savage Worlds. And well, you know what? Before I start rambling on, Brandon and Ross, I'll give you guys a chance. Let's say someone just tuning in. I see we have some audience members showing up early. Hey guys, good to see you. Chime in the comments if you got any questions. Let's say someone was like, "What is this secret world thing? Is this like Illuminati for GURPS, or what is all this? What's your elevator pitch for this setting?"
So the secret world is a bit of an urban fantasy setting. Like there's magic and it takes place in the modern world, but there are definitely some elements of horror, cosmic horror as well in it. The basic idea is that the conspiracy theories, the cool ones, are all actually real. And you, as one of the players of the secret world, you've been chosen by Gaia to defend the Earth against some of these horrific beings from beyond reality. And you are transformed into what's called a bee. You can hear the buzzing of Gaia's will, and you have certain abilities that tap into that special nature that you have as a bee. Brandon?
That described it all. So yeah, I let Ross do the elevator pitches.
Fair enough. Corrupted Confectionery, good to see you in the comments. And oh yeah, heck yeah, this does sound like fun. Now, if this seems familiar at all, this was you guys kickstarted this about a year ago for a different system.
More.
2 years ago for 5e, and we learned a lot from that Kickstarter. And one of the things that the OGL issue last January convinced us that we needed to look at some other game systems. And of course, one of my favorites being Savage Worlds. I talked to Brandon. He was like, sounds like a good idea. So we made the secret world for Savage Worlds. And we have just kickstarted it this month. Well, the end of last month. So it's 5 days. And we're at 26,000, which is pretty good. And we've got some really cool announcements regarding that Kickstarter tonight. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, this is a good point for me to say. There's a banner across the screen that people who are viewing us on Facebook, YouTube, or X, which everyone really calls Twitter, can see. It's tinyurl.com/savage secret. Takes you straight to Kickstarter. And now you folks listening on iTunes can go there too. But yeah, here's the page. Yeah, you guys just climbed through 26,000. So congratulations. Brandon, you said we were setting you up for announcements?
Well, Ross said it, but he's right. We were talking about I think we're going to do the extra reward tier. Is that not right, Ross?
Yeah, so right now we have a reward tier called Mission Number 1. And Mission Number 1 is where you get to play a game of the Savage Secret World with Joshua Deutsch, who is a writer for the Secret World MMO and a lore master for the setting. So you get a direct chance to play the game with this amazing guy. And that was limited to 5 people. It filled up. And we're going to announce tonight that we're going to do a Mission Number 2 and maybe a few more where we're going to open up some additional places for people to play games with Josh or with me or with Brandon. We've got some pretty cool ideas for adventures, and I think people will really enjoy playing directly with the creators of the game.
And for $300, for playing with somebody, one of the writers or one of the creators like you guys, that seems pretty cheap for the experience.
Well, you also get literally everything at that level. That is our highest pledge level. So you're getting a copy of everything we're making, and anything that's printable, you're going to get a coupon for printing that on POD.
Okay.
At cost.
At cost.
Yes. Print it. It's good that we should emphasize these are print-on-demand coupons for at cost. So customers just pay the printing and shipping, as they say.
Mhm.
So, well, that is cool. That's exciting stuff. When's that going to go live?
The new pledge level, Brandon, when is that going to go live?
How long will it take you to do it, tonight or tomorrow? So
It's going to go live tonight. That's the answer.
All right, so very, very soon, folks, you can get that queued up. So that is good news. If you guys don't mind, I was going to jump on the Google Drive link you shared earlier and just tab through some of the amazing art we got for this project while we talk about it. So, because this is just a gorgeous looking piece here, and everything in this. Hey, it is the Illuminati. So, what are the factions? This is Illuminati headquarters in New York. What are the other factions besides it?
The Illuminati, the Dragon, and the Templar. And this is some of what Funcom did is they gave us a lot of the concept art they had early on, and we were able to use that in the book. Not everything was usable, but they gave us a whole pile art. Now that's some of the monsters. That's a vampire.
Okay.
Now, the factions are interesting because you, as a bee, you are recruited by these factions. So when you create your character, you're going to select one of these three to work with. And the game is set up to where players of multiple factions are actually working together. You're being sent out on missions to defend Gaia, but your specific faction may have a secret agenda, or a secret mission is what it's called in the game, that you will be rewarded if you can achieve at the same time as all the other stuff that you're doing for the main story. So the factions kind of have their own little schemes that you get to carry out as a player during the game.
Okay, that is pretty cool. What sets the factions apart? I mean, the Illuminati. I'm assuming Tupac is the head. Let me know if I'm thinking about that.
Oh, Brandon is the faction genius. I'll let him explain.
I mean, they all have a different focus. I mean, the Dragon tend to they want to sow chaos and find the patterns in chaos. The Templar are oftentimes it's not 100% accurate. Let's just say this is everything, but they hunt the supernatural monsters. And the Illuminati, they think they're the defenders of order, and they're the best according to Corrupted Confectionery.
Yeah.
And they're also like they think of themselves as the good guys, although that would be an exaggeration to think any of these factions are the good guys. And then there's also the Illuminati, who are seekers of power. I mean, their tagline is sex, drugs, and Rockefeller. So,
yeah, the Dragon is the Ian Malcolm faction. It's the one that Jeff Goldblum's character from Jurassic Park would be a part of, because he is about chaos theory and seeing the patterns of chaos theory, and that's what the Dragon is into.
Okay, I'm guessing this is a Mothman I'm looking at here.
It is.
It is.
It's one of the new monsters that we have built for the Secret World RPG. So if you are familiar with the MMO, this may be like, whoa, Mothman, holy cow. Yeah, he's in our book.
Interesting thing is that
that's pretty cool.
Shane, when he wrote the forward, mentioned that I think the Mothman caught his attention. He's got an idea for an adventure based on that's in the forward of the book.
Yeah, Shane Hensley, for fans of Savage Worlds, he wrote a forward for us. It's a really nice 2-page description of what he enjoys about the Secret World, and he's actually helping us boost the signal a little bit. We're very grateful to Shane for his interest in his love of the Secret World, because we also love it.
That is pretty cool. I'm guessing these tastefully dressed individuals with swords are Templars?
They are. They're also representatives of a class called Demolisher, or an archetype, excuse me, called Demolisher.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And these folks, more Templars? What class are these guys, or archetypes?
Mercenaries.
Mercenaries, okay. Oh my. Who are these tough fellows?
The Illuminati like to dress very well, so that's Illuminati Punishers.
Okay.
It's hammer time.
With Man's hammer time, yeah. You think about right. Oh, hey, these folks work for Wizards of the Coast, don't they? These are the Pinkertons? Or am I-
Oh,
Oh,
somebody-
wow.
Oh, too soon. Those are gunslingers,
Yeah.
also from the Illuminati.
Mhm.
See, one of the
Okay.
cool things about
Cool.
the Savage Worlds version of the Secret World, we have these things called conduit cards. Conduit cards
Mhm.
represent powers and abilities that your character can swap in and out. You can sort of respec on the fly. And these conduits are based around weapons. So the gunslinger has a particular conduit. The mercenary with his assault rifle might have a particular conduit. And the conduits give these cards are really useful for reference because they have all of the abilities and powers that you would get from that conduit right there in your hand.
So yeah, each archetype starts off with 2 conduits, and as you gain ranks in Savage Worlds, you can spend an edge to gain a new conduit. And so let's say you're the gunslinger, you start off with pistol and shotgun. These are the 2 that you can. Those are your 2 conduits. But let's say you decide, I really want to be good with a sword for whatever reason, and then you pick up that conduit. You can actually only ever access 2 conduits at once, so you can't have every conduit on you. Plus, you'd have to carry all the weapons for it to make it work. But you can just say, you know what, you pick up these 2 and use them, you can do it. So it basically lets you swap out your power list, like you said, and so you can kind of respec to what fits best for the mission. And if you can fit a couple of the weapons on you, then maybe you can bring a few more abilities to the game.
Fair enough. All right. Again, Kender Mage is in the comments saying eventually you get enough Legends levels with Savage Worlds character to be legendary.
True facts.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that-
eventually the highest level bees, the highest rank bees, I should say, those guys can access a whole bunch of different powers, and they can, they're extremely versatile. Basically, the higher rank you get, the more options, the more tools in your toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That sounds really interesting. Let's say I'm an agent of the Illuminati. What sort of adventures do I go on in this game?
Well, the adventures might be the same. It's your goals during the adventure that matter. Like, it's the things you see along the way that your character may take advantage of. I mean, you might be going on a mission to kill 3 or 4. You're going to kill some terrible monster in an area, but when you're doing that mission, you find out there's an artifact that has great power. So you're going to see if you can smuggle that out when no one else notices it and bring it back to your faction, because you see that's valuable to them. Or you're the dragon and you're like, you see that there's this way you can kind of like cause some chaos. You change a file around in the filing system in their computer to make them think something else is going on because you want to cause chaos. Or
Right.
And the Templar might just stay focused on the monster because that's what they came for. And so
or
you
find
could be
an
in
extra
conflict.
monster,
or you get distracted because you see another that has to be stopped.
side
or whatever
quests.
the case is.
So I guess befitting a game about conspiracies and secret organizations, you've got games within games. You've got the hidden
Right.
agendas they're trying to work.
The secret
Absolutely.
missions, and yeah, this is absolutely a representation of the faction sort of struggling for dominance. They are all true, Kender Mage. Yes, everything is true. Nothing is forbidden.
Just don't get caught.
All right. So these guys, I want to guess they're dragon, but let me know if I'm wrong.
They are.
That's Illuminati, actually.
No, that's
Alright.
Dragon.
It's labeled Illuminati Trickster, so
Yeah, the label doesn't mean anything. We chose
Okay.
the art based on what worked best for us in the game, and
never mind then. It's Dragon.
They do have triangular designs on their belts, if that means anything.
maybe I'm wrong on that one. I can't see
Okay.
it close enough.
All right. I can zoom in, maybe. Boom. Enhance. Okay, that's as far as it's going to go. So, all right.
Yeah, I see something there. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Oh, all right. Tell me.
Those
about
are
these-
definitely Dragon.
So this is Dakin, and this is. Well, tell me who these guys are.
So these guys are Ravagers. Ravagers are a particular archetype that uses melee conduits. They like to jump in and get close up and do serious damage right in someone's face. The anima, which is the magic that kind of permeates a bee's body and allows them to do superhuman things, expresses itself differently as well, depending on the conduit. So these guys, as melee conduits, they can, well, like smite is one of their powers and things of that nature.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm getting Matrix vibes. Is that intentional?
A little bit.
Okay, cool.
Definitely an influence.
Okay.
That was the one.
More dragons. These guys are warlocks. They are channeling. So, like we say, some conduits are physical, like weapons, but other conduits can be directly into the anima. And warlocks are ones that channel their power not through a gun, but through their own body and create larger and more powerful spells because of it.
Oh, okay, cool. Is there a meta plot?
I mean, there is. It's very complicated. The Secret World has a lot going on. Brandon can speak to this probably a little bit more than I can, but there's definitely a lot of schemes and different factions that are struggling for control. There's the group called the Filth that's trying to do things. Brandon, maybe help us out here. What is what is the meta plot?
If you're talking about the one that I have in mind for the game long term, or the one that the game itself has, they're both similar. I mean, I think the biggest thing you're looking at as far as the game itself from the video game influences the struggle as you decide if you're going to give into the we call it luminance and shadow for your destiny, and if you're listening to the voice that draws you towards the filth or the dreaming one's agenda, or to the host or the luminance, which is, again, neither of those are necessarily good. They have, one represents order, one represents chaos, and it's just which way you lean in your story it takes you. That's kind of, the world has a destiny, and it just depends which way you want to take it there. I mean, and then of course, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And then of course, I have sort of a plot that I've started with the initials book here has a plot that kind of talks about the 40 Days of Night that will lead to something that we're not yet ready to reveal. So there is a meta plot coming, pending approval from Funcom.
Secrets in the Secret World. I was just going to say, like, the overall theme of the Secret World is, who do you serve? Because the factions want you to do things. Gaia wants you to do things. There's going to be people in the world that are going to want you to do things. And so one of the big themes is, like he was saying, your destiny is important, and it's up to you to decide where that destiny goes. And it's steered by all these powerful people and groups in your life. So who do you serve?
Interesting. So if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like you guys just said we're going to have some supporting releases that develop the story. Is that correct?
Oh, we plan to do quite a few Secret World projects. We've got, for this one, it comes with the core book. We've got the art book. There's a starter adventure called Stoneward Bound, which is really neat. And there's an audio drama that a friend of ours put together. That's a really, little bit of fiction, a little bit of a window into what the Secret World is like. We've got the Conduit cards. We've got monster cards. What are some of the other things we've got? Oh, action deck. We got an action deck for the Savage World.
And then there's the adventure being written by J.M. DeFoggy for the first stretch goal, so that'll be coming. And then we hope we definitely have future full like books and product releases in mind. Like maybe, for example, I know at some point in time the order of and when this will happen is the question. We want to do a creatures and locations kind of book, because when you're exploring the world, you want to run into more monsters, more places, more things going on. And then there's just flat out doing, like, say, focusing on the Illuminati in North America, for example. What's going on in North America? Interesting locations, creatures, events, all that conspiracies and stuff that fit into North America. And the same thing for, like, if you're looking at like Asia, or you're looking at Europe. I mean, those things we can do. It's just a matter of when we'll do them and at what the scale and scope will be.
Correct. If you're a big fan of the Secret World and you'd like us to focus on any particular thing, be sure to drop us a comment on the Kickstarter and let us know what it is that you're really excited to see in the future. We are going to be paying very close attention to see how this Kickstarter does, and that's going to He almost got there. Another stretch goal, says Kinder Mage. Yeah, we've got them planned. We did not walk into this with our eyes closed. We figured out our plan for the stretch goals. I'm hoping that we will reveal all of them. Jacob Blackman says cryptids. Yes, plenty of cryptids, tons of cryptids in the Sequel world. One of my favorites that shows up in our product is the Black-Eyed Kids, which is a fun, more modern cryptid that has shown up, I think, since the 2000s, so it's about 20 years old.
Yeah, that's some of the internet-based cryptids, like the Back Rooms or
Slenderman. Yeah, exactly.
You guys aren't going to have the Back Rooms in here, are you?
I mean,
with the Back Rooms for the last couple of months.
I'm not going to say that there isn't a reference to it, but we're aware of it. Let's just put it that way. Saltmancer, hello.
Hello. Hey, everyone says hi to Salty. Hey, Salty.
Salty, the man who helps run my Discord so that I don't have to do it all myself. So.
Thank you, Salty. We're very grateful.
That's is Salty salty?
He is salty. That's part of why he has the name.
You guys mind if I switch off from the art to look at your stretch goals real fast?
Sure,
go ahead.
Okay. Let's take a look over there.
We've only got the two listed. The one that we've done in the next one, which is the next audio adventure.
Yeah, the first stretch goal is J.M. Defoe, who is Pinnacle's community manager and also a celebrity host of Savage Universe. JM is a good friend of mine, and he is writing a really cool Savage Worlds adventure for us. I'm really excited to see what he comes up with. And then our next one, the one we just revealed at 30,000, my friend Charlie Spicer will make a brand new audio drama called Taking Up the Mantle. Which is, again, it's a really fun little window into the secret world. Something that is not, you really can't get these anywhere else, right? Because all the other ways to get in the secret world are through Secret World Legends, or if you played the MMO in the past and things of that nature. So the audio dramas are kind of just a fun new way for people to experience the secret world.
Yep, I agree.
And there's a third mystery one that we will reveal once we hit 30.
Well, at the rate you're going, I guess 30 is in the next week easily. But
I mean, I hope you're right. I'm crossing my fingers.
Depends how the pace goes. It could be Monday. It could be Friday.
Could be.
You never know with Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's all up to the wins.
Once you
Everybody
get in the middle,
should upgrade their pledge one more level tonight, and we could probably hit it.
Come on, guys! If we all pull together as a team, we can make this happen.
Let me go buy that lottery ticket, Kinder says. Yes.
Absolutely.
So, all right, that's pretty. Yeah, I'm a big fan of audio dramas. I've been listening to a ton of Audible over the last couple of years, so I'm really psyched to hear that. Well, cool. This is really exciting. I don't even know where to start. I mean, just sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. And Salty says it could happen overnight.
It
could. Let me know if it does. Wake me up. I think the cool thing about this is the amount of lore that's packed in the front of the book, right? It really sets up the world, the story. A lot of people are excited about it when we did the 5e version, especially now, and even those for this, because we put so much of the lore in. You can dig in and get going, and you don't have to hope there's another book coming that gives you something to work from. There's a lot to start with. Talking about those covers that you just flashed up there, the alternate covers, we actually have a couple of rewards where people were a little confused because we're doing a PDF with the option to print. We made sure to say you can get the alternate cover when referring to the PDF. However, for example, there's one reward where it's $100 and it shows all 7 covers, the standard cover plus the 6 factions. If you get that reward, you can you get a print code for each and every one of those covers. So if you really are a collector, or you really want to get, just a bunch of books, your friends want to go in together with you, you're going to get 7 books that you can print at cost. That brings the cost to about $35 a book. They'll be selling for about $50 after the Kickstarter is over. So that's actually a way to really, if that's something you want. Now, if you're just buying the PDF and you only want the PDF, then don't buy, 7 PDF covers if you just want them. I mean, that's
buy Grabthar's hammer. What a savings!
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly, Saltamander. It would be cool to see veteran players with a poker hand of abilities that they can swap in and out. Yeah, the higher rank you go, the more options you'll have to move around.
There are 9 total conduits.
That's right.
Kenner Mage says, coming from a Shadowrun heavy version, I can tell you there are plenty of RPG players that would enjoy the hashtag urban fantasy horror adventures. So yeah, it sounds like it's an exciting setting. I want to hear more about the cryptids, but I got a funny story about. I know another game developer who put out a book all about cryptids, and they had the framing element of the book was that this is redacted FBI files.
Okay.
So, description for the Mothman, and, most of it's blacked out, but there's
that's cool
too. They had customers complain to DTRPG saying, we want the rest of the book. We want the redacted stuff. They're hiding the truth from us.
Really? Wow.
Drive through, God bless their hearts. They weren't sure how to handle this. They went to the publisher and said, so we write this guy, but you give him the redacted information. The publisher was like, I didn't have the redacted information. This was, anyway.
In character kind of.
Hopefully, I have that kind of issues. Say what?
It's a role-playing thing. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's a neat idea, though. I'm interested. I'm intrigued by that. But there are lots of cryptids in the secret world. We have chupacabras, we have the Mothman, we have black-eyed kids, and quite a few more. I don't want to give away all of them, but those are just a few handful of them that you may encounter in the secret world. There's quite a few really interesting bad guys. Some of the really good art we have is our monsters.
We also have the standard, several of the standard monsters from the secret world, like the Draug.
Of course,
several versions of those. So
if you're familiar, if you're familiar with the MMO and the monsters you fight there, those are in the book.
All right, cool. I love this month. Sorry, I know we talked about it earlier, but I think
that's an Alberto Bontempi, I believe.
Yeah, that is nice.
So I think all those ones are actually. Those were all Ron Root because Alberto's were I grabbed from the ones that we did in our bestiary separate, I believe. So
okay, fair enough. Then whoever did it, very talented guy.
Yeah.
And Salty says I want to use the Secret World rules to run an SCP Foundation game.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
Lafferty already brought up the back rooms. I mean, this is really it's like one tick away from SCP Foundation stuff, and there's a Venn diagram with a hell of a lot of overlap in between them.
So yeah, that definitely cool stuff. I'm not going to call this guy Solomon Grundy. I'm not going to say Born on Monday, but
that is a hulking zombie. I'm actually looking at it right now. It's just funny you pulled that up. That's what I was actually staring at the stats for right now.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And our time with this guy.
That's from the Cult of Aten.
Okay.
Zombie mummy stuff there going on.
Right. So that is the Hand of Aten. It is one of the enforcers of the cult's will.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's, once again, beautiful art. I want to make some jokes about the Mummy movie, but that's probably inappropriate for a professional podcast like this. So I won't suggest you recruit Brendan Fraser for the mission for this guy. All right, tell me about the Scarecrow fella here. Or the Hangman. Who is this guy?
That's exactly a Scarecrow.
Okay.
Let's see, pull that up there. Put me on the spot to remember everything like that. That's why I have rules in the book. Yeah.
Is he a wild card?
No, they're just one of the ones you can run into. They are. These are created beings to guard things. Created by dark magicians working from twisted grimoires. Some people find copies of it, create them. Forget there's an actual adventure with that. There's a reason for them existing in the game that I don't remember as well anymore. And some of the more avid players of the game would easily remember what the monsters did in the game and so on and so forth. Like my wife could probably tell me right away if she was over here what the Scarecrows did in the game and where they came from.
I don't know. I was just admiring the art. That's cool. All right. So this guy, you talked about. You say this guy was from the Dragon?
Vampire Mongr is what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, the vampires are interesting beings in the secret world. This guy, as you can tell, he's ready to throw down in hand-to-hand combat. He's got a lot of gear on to make him kind of stealthy. And the mongrels, I believe, are some of the hunters of the vampires.
Yeah, they're the youngest ones. So look, they're drawn from the ranks of misfits and criminals to become the lowest level of foot soldiers in the vampire hierarchy.
Right.
Only recently changed. They're very, very weak to sunlight, hence the coverings.
That's right.
That makes sense. Kendra Mage is asking me to back off. He's saying probably not fair to ask. When they have some other settings they're also working on. Well, okay.
Oh, settle down, Kender.
I mean, he's not wrong though. We are working on a lot of settings at once.
Well, we're not talking about Saints and Sinners right now, or Star Anvil's doing so many things right now. What else do you guys have at the moment?
This is going to be
lots
a
of
busy
things
year
in the
for
fire.
us. Busy year for Star Anvil Studios.
Wait till next year. It's even busier.
Knights Arcanum is 2025.
Might be 2026 for that one now.
It's definitely in the future, and we definitely want to do it, and we're actually really excited about it. So.
All right. And Salty says Scarecrow with the sawn off, the perfect ambush creature. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to run into him behind the cornrows with a sawed-off shotgun.
That's a bad day at the pumpkin patch. So
indeed.
Yeah. So I think that okay. And here's back to the entrance of the New York headquarters. Okay, what's going on here? This is called Argatha entrance. I'm guessing this is Gaia related, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's the entrance to Agartha, which allows you. It's essentially it's the Hollow Earth. It's an extra dimensional space where you can, if you walk through a gate there, you can walk out a gate somewhere else. It's like you're in a giant tree and the branches spread out, and at the ends of these different branches are gates to different parts of the world, and you could literally walk out a door into a subway station or into a cave somewhere else, etc. And it's neat in the sense for the video game it was a way to quickly get around, and in the RPG it is as well. You could be in New York and go, I need to be in California. I'm going through Agartha. So it does take away some of that.
Nice.
I need a car. I need an airplane. Well, you do sometimes because there's not a gate everywhere, but it's a really good excuse to just say you could be there.
I guess that also means reinforcements are only a couple minutes away for the bad guys.
I mean,
Sometimes.
the other thing that's interesting though is the fact that if reinforcements don't show up and you die, there's choices to be made because you are effectively immortal in this game.
Oh, that's interesting. So what are the choices?
So that's when I talked about luminescence and shadow. When you die, because you can be killed, you have in Savage Worlds, you have a number of wounds you could take, and when you go down, you'll be back in a number of rounds, or you can choose to come back right away. And that's but when you do that, if you want to come back right now, you have to kind of give a little piece of yourself to the shadow or to the luminescence. And every time you do that, you roll a die, and if you fail your spirit check, you can lose your character to the to the filth, to the shadow, or to the luminescence, the host. And when that happens, you no longer get to play your character. So you may not die, but you can lose your character.
Oh. So would your character become an NPC and you roll up a new guy at that point?
Yes. Yeah. Basically, you can lose your character, but they will not be dead. They will be an agent for something else.
Okay.
Is the Agartha a thematic fast travel thing, or are there dangers in the Hollow Earth? Both. Yes to both of those things.
Generally speaking, it's fairly safe. Can there be dangers? Yes, there can.
Brandon sound like the mayor of Gary, Indiana right now. Sorry, that was a lot funnier in my head, guys. Forgive me. All right, so there are dangers in Agartha. Do we want to talk about what those dangers are, or just say it's,
I think we've covered a lot of the secret world, and we don't want to give away all our secrets in the first episode. So there's going to be more.
All right, cool. I believe I've worked through all the art. So beautiful looking stuff. This is going to be an amazing book, I think, when it comes out. So, well, hey, we try to keep these short, fast, and fun. That was our original remit for Wildcards, was get to the good stuff fast. And we've been talking for about 35 minutes. So, Brandon, Ross, anything else you want to make sure we talk about? Read the Secret World.
I just want to say, if you're a fan of the Secret World, if you like Savage Worlds, and if you like what we're doing, please give it a look. And once again, don't hesitate to drop us a quick comment on the Kickstarter. Let us know what you're interested in, what you like, because we are definitely paying attention.
Absolutely. I got nothing else to say on that one.
Okay. And
Oh, and a big thank you to all of our backers for carrying us this far.
Yeah, it's been a big send off. You guys have been just like Monday or Tuesday. You went in, you opened the Kickstarter, right?
The 30th. Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely a big week. Before we shut down, I should mention tinyurl.com/savage secret. Take you right to the Kickstarter. You can go there right now. So they're smashing through stretch goals. This is a great time to jump on the bandwagon and take the ride. So, Brandon, good to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
Russ, always a pleasure.
Thanks for letting us pimp our product.
Nah, it's all good. And to all our listeners and viewers, we'll catch you next time on Wild Wildcards.